Okay, key groups. Org chart lays it out generally. You can see left to right there, we have a number of work groups slated, laid out in the application, and really we're kicking them off here today. There's a Consortium Oversight Committee that's going to be officially appointed by the park board and involve a lot of elected officials throughout the area. They'll likely meeting quarterly or infrequently during the year to keep track of the goals and the accomplishments of the project. There's a project implementation team that's more staff oriented, going to be set up. We've had a key partners group that has become in the project implementation team. Certainly to the extent that you have the interest and ability, that's going to be meeting most frequently on a lot of the things going on. The real workhorses of this project are felt to be the 9 working groups that are going to be set up on specific themes like mobility and housing and green infrastructure and other things. These are also keyed into the application, and we're going to follow them through. Well, I think we also have a data group and a public engagement group that are going to be keeping tabs on those particular things. All the groups will be involved with some data and public engagement. We're going to be relying on the leaders or co-leaders of the work groups to provide cross-coordination back to the project implementation team, and also to make sure different working groups know what others are doing. A lot of these topics have a lot of overlap, and we're going to be doing our best to coordinate that. At the same time, working groups are going to be working semi-independently. They're really going to be free to pursue things that they're really excited about in their area, try and follow up on them, build some good energy from each of the work groups, and have them really finding out what's most sustainable about the region. Finally, we use the term consortium to refer to all the different groups involved, from the many different governing bodies, nonprofits, colleges, universities, any businesses involved as well. And consortium is the term we use to describe all the different folks involved with the process. Finally, official lead staff on the project starts with the park director, who is the project director, the park manager, that's Mark, council of government manager, and other planners and others in the process. And I think some of us got a project team member name tag today if you want to talk to us some more about that. That is a very quick run through on both the process been involved in the next couple of years here. Changing gears, we've had a few efforts to try and begin to get our head or our arms around this idea of a sustainable thing for a 1.6 million person region. And these are 5 particular goals and objectives, very preliminary, that we're laying out for you today. This is what we want you to start taking a look at, jot notes on, and during the follow-up session, Elaine's going to be soliciting feedback, and then in the breakouts later on in the work groups, want you talking about too. But these are was a first cut at trying to describe some things we think are very important to this project. First of all, strengthen the region in all aspects of the project, try and make sure we're building region through engagement, through special partnerships, and those partnerships are already in place. Some of them are still to come. Really that is partly another way of saying, I think also education throughout the process is very important. We're expecting that we and you and others are going to be going, talking to a lot of groups in the region, talking about the importance of being a region and being as sustainable as we can in how we conduct business. Secondly, envision the future. Try and develop, kick around, try out, change and all, and then have a consensus on a vision that ties us together, something we can work to, something we're trying to achieve long term for the region. Third, develop solutions for our challenges, using toolbox, scorecards, other ways to measure our progress. We want to try and be practical in this. We don't want to be philosophically preaching at folks. And as mentioned, there's a lot of exciting things already going on in the region, some of which you're going to hear about today. that are giving us a head start in that area. Council Governments had a recent sustainable session with people talking about what's going on in the rural counties, bringing agriculture to the cities, the local food movement, and there are some other things that are really doing some great work already underway. Housing plus transportation, H+T, a new affordability factor that HUD and other folks are really relying on, saying that affordability for housing doesn't rely strictly on what you're paying each month for utilities and house payment, but also to how far you have to drive to work and what's the gas and the cost of the automobile and time spent in travel and so on. Communicating our strategies, really trying to stress solutions, and in the spirit of the federal livability partnership, trying to really find ways above and beyond what we've been doing up to this point in linking together our housing, our transportation, and our jobs. How do we put jobs near housing, housing near jobs? How do we give them transportation options other than automobile to get around? Last but not least, trying to be very active in implementing the plan as it comes together, finding ways to live the vision, tell success stories, carry out the plan, have implementation schedules, challenge all the different jurisdictions that might adopt the plan to give their resources to help carry it out. And ultimately what Chairman Fry mentioned, strong region makes for stronger communities within our area. So that's a very quick run through on both our schedule coming up and on the key project goals and objectives that we want your feedback on. And with that, I think